At a small shopping centre at Seal Beach, a seaside town in Orange County in Southern California. Well, we can get the very latest now from our correspondent Peter Bowes, who's in Los Angeles. Peter, do we know anything more about the person who is believed to have carried out the shooting?
Well, as you say, a man was arrested shortly after the shooting, just a few hundred metres away, arrested by the police and taken into custody. We don't know the name of that man. We know that it was, all they will say is that it was a white male, but we're hearing reports from eyewitnesses that this may have been a man who was in dispute with his ex-wife, who was at the salon, and that they may have been involved in some sort of custody battle. Now, the police have acknowledged that their inquiries are focusing on a likely relationship between the alleged gunman and someone who was in the salon. So that's how the inquiry seems to be focusing. But for this community, and it is, as you suggest, a very small community, a quiet community, generally quite an elderly population. It isn't a major tourist area. It's a sleepy sort of town. They are devastated by what's happened, been described by one of the police spokespeople as one of their greatest tragedies.
Yeah, Peter, we grow used to hearing of gun crime in California, have done over the past decades, but Seal Beach is a new name to many of us.
It is, and that's because it is one of those many relatively quiet communities along the beautiful coast of California that's really off the beaten track a little bit. It's not somewhere that the tourists go to. It isn't that close to Los Angeles. It isn't that close to the theme parks. There is a very large elderly community there, and it's somewhere that's otherwise left alone. It's a beautiful, sleepy sort of place, and it really isn't on the map. And I think that's why people who live there like it, because it is so quiet and so tranquil.
And Peter, do we have an idea of how things panned out, and what is, if you like, the narrative of this incident?
Yes, it happened shortly after lunchtime. About 1:20 the police received reports of gunshots, and they rushed to the scene, to this hair salon, this nail salon, in a small mall. It's not one of those large inside malls, just a small strip mall of a row of shops, really. And they found 9 people who had been shot. 6 of those initially declared dead, and 3 were taken to hospital. 2 of those 3 people lost their battle for life, leaving just 1 person in hospital who is critically injured. And it was shortly after that the witness talked about seeing someone at the scene, and the police made the arrest.
Peter, thank you very much indeed. In fact, we are able now to go over to California, and as you can see, an impromptu press conference taking place. Details on this, let's listen in to what's being said.
I don't have that number. When did you have your last homicide? I don't know. And that says something about our community. And it's been a long time since we have something, we don't very often have homicides, and especially anything of this magnitude. I will be back at a little later on with additional information as it progresses. Thank you very much. All I can tell you that the suspect has been arrested, and he's being processed at the Seal Beach Police Department.